What is going on, my Patriots? How y'all guys doing? Welcome to another edition of You Guessed It, Joel Davis Media Network. Sorry for the little bit of delay. We was trying to make sure we had everything set up. If it's your first time tuning in, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell up top. Please like and share. Please like and share. Without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend. We don't even have to go any further. You know who he is. The man that is still setting YouTube on fire daily. My boy, the one and only Jericho Green. Ah,
What
ah,
up?
here you
What's going
go.
on?
What's up, man?
Chilling. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, thanks for you coming up here on this last part of the series. Been trying to get this series done yesterday, and then I was like, you know what? Everybody was like upset because I had a lot of things going on. I said, you know what? I know who to end this series with these liberals all fed up and embracing the ill. I gotta get my boy Jericho Green in here. So
That's right.
I
Holla at your
decided to go
boy.
ahead on and get on the last part.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for thinking of me, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. How you been, bro?
Chilling. Got my son's soccer game today. It's kids, man. Kids and work. Working kids. Same old, same old.
That's cool, man. Same with me. I've been a little busy. First and foremost, I'm gonna be soon moving because my landlord sucks.
Yep.
But you know, but hopefully we'll probably find a place, and it looks like it's pretty much promising. So I have more land, and I'll be a homeowner for the first time in my life.
Oh, hey. Welcome to the club, man. Get ready to always be working on some shit. There's always something
Oh,
going on.
boy.
Something needs to be redone, repainted. But the difference is it's yours this time. So the feeling's a little
Yes,
different, but there's a lot of work to be done.
yes, it is. So I can't wait, man. So hopefully we get some good news this week. That's why I took a couple of days off from my main job. Still cooking, still doing the chef thing. So either way it goes, Jericho, the night show is going to be talking about these L's going left and right with the Democrats. We also been discussing this week how the Democrats tried to sue DeSantis. That didn't end well. That got thrown out real quick. Then we talked about what happened with Greg Abbott. They tried to come for him. That didn't work out. And then we talked about some other things that were going on in this second part about the young man that lost his life. I dedicated that show to him, Kayla Ellingson, over a crazy behind liberal. We talked about that. And today we're going to talk about um, Biden once again lost his damn mind. You talked about on your show today. I'm going to play the clip right quick, and then we're going to go from there because it's just some things you just have to play.
Yep, you got to hear it for yourself.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, uh, give me one second here. Let me pull this up. This is with Elton John. Uh, hopefully, I find this on Twitter. Masses. I might find it in here. So I'm going to go up here and give it to my bestie friend here for me. One second. All right. Let me go and share this right quick for you guys. Y'all hit that like button, man. All right, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Only place where you're gonna get real news. Okay. So me and Jericho here is about to show you guys our great great. Ah,
Hey, let the embarrassment begin.
how once again he is killing it. Let's jump in on this one.
By the way, it's all his fault that we're spending $6 billion in taxpayer money this month to help AIDS, fight HIV/AIDS.
HIV.
All right, that's enough of embarrassment. So there you have it, guys. Elton
Um,
John came.
that was a real embarrassment, man. First of all, shout out to Bob K. MIT. He asked who won my son's soccer game. They did. My son's team smashed him. So they won. It's. I mean, I can only hope that or assume that Biden was not saying it's Elton John's fault that we have AIDS in this country. I think what he was saying was, you know, Elton John is part of the reason why we're here having this concert and stuff like that, or helping to raise money. But when you have the track record that he has speaking, we can't just assume, we can't give him the benefit of the doubt. We ran out of it all. We have no more benefit of the doubt left for Biden. He used that up on the campaign trail. He has said some of the wildest shit ever, some lies, some incoherent things. There are things that he said that we still can't decipher because it's not English. I don't think it's any language. It's just some gibberish. So we can't just automatically give him the benefit of the doubt. Oh, he meant this. We don't know what he meant. We have to remember that this is coming from the brain of a person who's had 3 aneurysms and 1 embolism. So that brain has been traumatized. So you don't know what the hell he's going to say. And Jill, Elton John was standing between him and his wife. So she wasn't close to him. She wasn't right next to him to tell him what to say in his ear. So he was just out there freestyling, and that's what you get. HIV, AIDS, and why are we spending $6 billion in 1 month on HIV, AIDS?
I mean, this just goes to show you uh, how we have fallen from grace. We have a president that has no filter unless somebody is holding his hand. We have a vice president that is never ever around. She's the first vice president I've ever seen. They have events at the White House. This bra's never there. Never. Ever there. So when you got all this going on, man, that's why we're like the laughing stock of the world right now. Because people's like, really, this is what America's got going on here. I can't take them serious, and you can't blame them for that. This is why we're just in a tailspin. And speaking of a tailspin, uh, I don't know if I didn't check your show today. I usually do, but I've been busy trying to do housework and stuff in between things of that nature. You heard about what's going on with the Air Force Academy. Air Force Academy is now following in footsteps with the Army. They are now making it where biological men will not be the focal point of recruitment for now until 2023. They want it to be inclusive only to the alphabet soup club. Now, I have a major problem with this. And the reason why, and please, anyone that tries to come for me, I have nothing against the alphabet soup community. Y'all know my background. I have alphabet people in my family. Okay? My issue is this. Why are we so focused on sexuality when we should be focusing on protecting our country? We have foreign and domestic threats all the time trying to destroy us, the US of A. I'm quite sure when we're in the heat of battle, no one is going to stop and say, hey, guy, before you go to this spot here, protect this perimeter, do you go by he, she, or them, or that? No one's giving a fuck. Last time I checked in the military, it was your last name. I need you here with your rank. That's all it was. This is dumb. That's why I wish we'll go back to don't ask, don't tell, because it was so simple. All you had to do is show your ass up to work, keep your head down, don't do nothing stupid to embarrass our military, and everything is fine. No one doesn't care if you want to hold Johnny's hand if there's a freaking ball going on at the military ball. Whatever. We don't care. Long as you can get away from Johnny enough to protect my life, I don't give a shit. So that's what I'm feeling, that this right here is just more idiotic propaganda. How do you feel about that, Jericho and Yuri?
Well, I think that we don't only have uniforms in the armed forces because they look cool. They also have them to let everybody know in the service that you're all the same. All the officers have the same kind of uniforms. All the enlisted have the same kind of uniforms. Right out of the gate in boot camp, you all wearing the same exact thing because your identity is not important. Your identity means nothing. That's why they give you uniforms with your name on them. That's the only way to distinguish yourself is by your name. That's it. So there's no place for that. That's not what the military is for. The military is not to make you feel better. The military is not to be inclusive. It's not to be balanced. It's not for any of that, for any social or political programs or stunts or experiments. The U.S. military is for killing. That's it. We train how to kill the enemy, or we're going out and killing the enemy for real. That's the only two things we're focused on. In both of those scenarios, the main focus is death to our opponent. That's why we have all those bombs and guns and missiles, minus the $85 billion worth that we left in Afghanistan. But that's why we have all of that shit, is to protect and destroy, to protect us by destroying the enemy. That's why we have a larger military budget than most countries' entire GDP, because we want to stay well protected. That's why we have precision guided stuff. That's why we have all kinds of laser beams and shit going on, because we want to be the best at killing. It's not being the best at being inclusive, because as our enemy, drives that bayonet into their chest, they're not going to worry about, wait, before I kill you. Remember that scene from Saving Private Ryan where him and the Nazi were up in that bell tower and he was like, shh, shh, and he drove that bayonet into his chest? They didn't ask him, wait a minute, before I kill you, what do you identify as? Are you a chest feeder? Are you a birthing person? Are you he, thee, they, them, zer, zum, zoo, whatever that crazy bullshit is, whatever the flavor is of the day? But that's not their concern. Their concern is killing you, and our concern is killing them first. And as soon as we lose sight of that, we start to slip from our number one spot. We've seen the ads for the Navy and the Army. The Army one is a cartoon about some girl with two moms who goes to protest. The fuck does that have to do with the United States killing machine? And the way that all branches of the military lose their mind during June. As soon as you lose sight of the goal, you start to slip from the number one spot. It's not what the military's for. Nobody gives a fuck who you're having sex with, who you sleep with, or how you identify. As long as you're on base, you identify as a U.S. whatever member of the branch you are. Anything else at your house, nobody cares. I'm sorry that your mom and your dad didn't hug you tight and say, we love you however you are. That's fucked up, and I wish you could go back and change it. But you can't. But out here in the public world, in society, we don't give a shit. We can't fix you. Get out there and fight or shut the fuck up.
Hey, shout out to Bob once again for the super chat, man. I appreciate you for the $10 super chat. He said, love for the little channel on YouTube. Keep it up. Whole Tech Senior Chief retired. Thank you, Whole Tech
Hey,
Senior Chief.
hoorah.
Please get with me, Bob, because I'm trying to make sure you get some type of appreciation package. Me and my wife is trying to throw together for you for your commitment to believing in this small channel. You definitely been putting in work for the past couple of months, and I definitely want to give you a thank you, man. I appreciate you. And yeah, I mean, you're right, because that's what it's all about, Jericho. When you go in the military, it is a process of breaking you down from a past life to build you up to be a machine to protect this nation and to be doing it with honor, courage, and commitment, no matter what branch you in. And this right here is becoming a just sloppy. You know, this is just disgusting. It's against our tradition at all costs. It is because that's why recruitment's low. Recruitment is low is because the same people that you're trying to appease with this whole woke agenda, they don't want to serve the country no how.
Yeah, they're
So
pussies
why
and they
you
can't
trying to?
fight.
Yeah, why are you trying to appease a set of people that do not like to do not like to be a part of the military? They do not believe in sports and anything. You know, I mean, that's just being real about it. You know, I mean, in what makes it even worse is that when they start doing this, all this appeasement, all this, I'm gonna kiss their behind to make sure that I keep the money coming in, right? Things don't go as planned. You don't meet recruitment goals. Now you got to turn around and you got to figure out what in the world can I do to make sure I make the military readiness. Well, you can't because now you got all these hormone stuff you're trying to do. You got people mutilating themselves trying to be a part of this whole trans this that and the third that you're trying to push medical this and that. Before you know it, you got all this chaos going on medically that if something breaks out in the nation, you're down about 40 to 55% of readiness amount that you're supposed to be at. And then when you go back out to recruit, nobody wants to do work for you because people like, man, I don't want to be a part of this mess. I can't say he, I can't say she, I gotta say them, they, and all this bullshit. Nah, I don't want to be a part of that. So now this is where the nation becomes weak within. And that is what's going on now. That is why recruitment is down so low. That is why so many old heads are leaving and walking away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. There's two things I want to say about that. Number one, when I went through Navy boot camp, I had 3 RDCs, and the meanest one was Petty Officer Floyd, the short black dude who he would curl his cover under, and the higher ups hated it, but he had so many years and he was so decorated that they wouldn't say shit to him. Shiniest boots you ever seen in your life, and his favorite thing to tell us was, "I'm tired of the bullshit." We heard that 10 times a day. I'm tired of the bullshit.
Yeah.
There is no way in the fucking world that Petty Officer Floyd, FC2 Floyd, would ever call somebody by their pronouns. You're lucky if he calls you by your name. There is no way them old salty ass sailors, I'm sure them old soldiers or them old Marines or airmen or whoever are going to fall for this bullshit. There's no way he would ever call somebody by their fucking pronouns. And if they are targeting the alphabet soup group and the Ku Klux Trans, as I like to call them, you're at best 0.6% of the population. That's about a half, little more than a half of 1%. So you take that number and then shrink it down to the microscopic number of them that want to join the military. How many of those people want to join the military? We have about 3 million servicemen and women. That's 1% of the whole population. So you got cut that in half. What percentage of that group are going to want to join the military? So if you're focusing on them, that's not going to raise your numbers any. Like you were saying, they're down. I think the Army's down 40%. So they're not going to, even if all the ones that did want to join the military somehow got through the medical screening and did join, that's not going to move the needle at all for your recruitment. So it begs the question, who is putting the pressure on the military to do this? Because it's not the people that they're targeting. They don't want to be in the military. So if they themselves aren't putting pressure on the military, then who is?
You know who it is. It's the same people that are also pushing this nonsense on our children. Big government. We already know. We ain't even got to go any further. It's because Just like, and shout out to Black Conservative Perspective. He said something that was damn near genius that I didn't think about myself. He said the reason why they pushing this woke stuff on our troops and on especially on our young children because there's money to be made and they're trying to turn it into $1 billion business. If I could get some young kid to go up here and chop himself up and mutilate his body, and I'm charging 30,000, 40,000 a pop to Medicaid or whoever insurance company that they're using to get it done. Guess what? I'm in $1 billion business before I know it overnight. That's all it is. But remember now, these are the same people that tell you that capitalism is bad, socialism is the way to go. But they're capitalizing on the pain and on the mental distress and anguish of young people so they can make money. Can't make this shit up, bro.
Yeah, you always follow the money, man. No matter what, no matter how gruesome it is, no matter what the subject matter is, if you follow the money, you'll find who's pulling the strings. But to weaken our, I mean, that's such an evil thing to do. You shudder to think that elected officials, your fellow citizens, are planning and carrying out your own demise. That's a bad feeling. It really is. They're doing what no other nation can do, and especially after this Ukraine. Invasion debacle, whatever what's going on over there. Could you imagine our military right now before it's completely poisoned and this SJW ship becomes terminal? But could you imagine our military against Russia's military? Russia hasn't beat Ukraine yet. They were running out of fuel on the way to the fight. They're breaking down on the side of the road, pulling up their pant leg of their uniform, trying to hitchhike. Could you imagine that collection, that bunch of Keystone Cop soldiers going against the United States military? It would be over in a couple weeks. It would take us longer to get our equipment over there to fuck Russia up because they ain't coming here. Ain't nobody coming here. It would take us longer to get our equipment over there to fuck them up than it is going to take for us to fuck them up. Like, it would take maybe a couple weeks to get all our shit over there. We'll be done with them in about a week. Military to military, I don't think they're going to go the whole insurgent IED route. Hopefully not. But if it's military to military like it is with the Ukraine shit, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. And we're not even going to do what they do. We're not bombing no hospitals, no schools. We're kind. We're not going to do that. We're just coming after the soldiers. We will find you. If we don't have the ordinance to get you, we will design it very quickly to find you and kill you. I remember when we started the war in Afghanistan, they had a problem getting in the caves and hitting them with ordnance because you couldn't hit them from above because the mountain was too thick. And they didn't have anything that could go in there and like kind of turn corners and move around and find them. They would just go straight in, hit a wall at the beginning of the cave, and that would be it. So they designed a weapon pretty quickly that would go inside the cave, explode, and suck the air out. So no matter where you were, if you were near that blast in any way, it would suck the air out and you would suffocate. So don't underestimate our ingenuity, our want to find the enemy. Military to military, there's no one in the world who can even come close to us, but that's why they have to weaken it and infect it from within. You have generals up there, multiple stars, generals, admirals and shit up there peddling this bullshit, and they come from the military before they were trying this nonsense. It's really hurtful, and it hurts even worse for it to be happening from the inside. It's horrible. You don't expect that.
No, and they don't. And here's another thing too, man. And this is another topic I want to talk to you about because it's been on my mind, and I talked about it a little bit on a little, my little quick snippets when I'm in the car, and I upload it. And it's about this situation with the sex education to our children. Uh, Jericho, I remember you had said, and y'all, if you don't believe me, check out his content. If you just following me and him, check out Jericho's content. Jericho talked about this a year ago to this day. I forgot what video it is, but if you go back a year on his video, he talked about that it's going to be best to start homeschooling your children because what they were doing in California, where it started, is going to spread over here in the East Coast. God Almighty, Jericho, you must be, I think, man, you must be Nostradamus because, damn it, it is going on right now. They released a report. The state of New Jersey has told every teacher that they have to teach sex education to a 13-year-old within depth. We're not talking about this whole use a contraceptive, go on birth control like they taught us the basics. No, they want them to talk about basically the other type of sex. I can't say it on YouTube, but it starts with the A. Here's my thing. Why do my 13-year-old needs to know in-depth knowledge of the A? They don't need to know about all that. Your job is to teach my kid the basics about contraceptives and how to protect yourself. And if someone violates you, to go to the nearest adult to get help. That's what your job is. That is your job as a teacher. You get what I'm saying? So to me, I feel like you are enabling these adults that have predatory type of behavior to be in a position to exercise it. Because if you're teaching my child in-depth work like that, what else are you going to teach my child? What else are you going to do to my kid that I don't know about, especially when you're doing this in a way where I don't have no say-so? My kid can't tell me about what you talk about in the curriculum because it's all about this, that, and the third. No, I'm telling you now, anybody that watching us tonight, if you live in these blue states, take your kid out of school, find you a plan to homeschool your child. If you have to sit down with grandma and grandpa and y'all figure it out together, because I'm telling you now, it is getting to be that real. Because these schools are doing nothing but grooming our children for failure. And Jericho, you already started seeing this in your state. Tell me how you felt when you heard about it's now spreading over the East Coast.
Well, in these instances, I don't like to be right, but I'm a firm believer that when you see something happening in California, California is a petri dish. All this crazy shit, these policies of schools, are like, what, man, California's tripping. They're just testing it out. This is rehearsal. This is a rehearsal. The rest of the country is the main stage. The rest of the country is live. All right, no mistakes. So they worked out all the kinks here. And I know it's called sex ed, but it's sex as in biology, your body and how it functions, not sex ed. You're not supposed to be teaching them about that. It's about the body, how it grows and matures, birth. I remember watching a video when I was a freshman. I think that's when I took sex ed. And it shows they had somehow got a camera inside of a vagina and showed the man impregnating the woman. But that was it. It was all about the biology of it. It didn't show them making out in the foreplay and shit. And it was just about the biology. It wasn't about the pleasure of it. That comes later in life. As a parent, even as a citizen, I wish that a person's genitals were only used for waste removal until they were 30, until they were 25, let's say, because children are further young. Have them young if you can. But let's say 25. Because anything below that, and for some people, yes, of course, there's people that are going to do dumb shit, make mistakes until the day they die. But I'm just saying, you want someone to have some maturity and some life experience before they engage in something as serious as creating life. You want them to have as much experience and knowledge and wisdom as they can before they start to procreate. So this is not sex ed. It's not sexual education. This is sex ed, biology. That's what they need to focus on. I think the ultimate goal is unfettered access to our children. They want our children to be groomed to think this is not a big deal. They want them to be used to not going to tell their parents things so they can do what they want to them, because children are the ultimate kink. That's the ultimate taboo. When you're sick, perverted, depraved weirdo and you have orgies 3 times a week, that gets boring. But the ultimate no-no, the ultimate golden calf is children. Everybody can agree, don't touch the kids, whether you have them or not, no matter what your age is, your social economical status, that doesn't matter. We can all agree, hands off the kids. So if they can just crack that safe, that's their ultimate goal, I believe, because they're sick and fucked up. Why else would you introduce things like this to people so young? They shouldn't introduce this to anybody in public school. You get into college, hey, you guys can show pornos in there every day if you want to, because you're paying for it. But these are children; they don't need these images at school. It's just not necessary. It's wrong. It's weird, and it's perverted. And
And
who is that?
another thing that's also disturbing.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, and another thing that's disturbing too, bro, is that not only is this same school in the East Coast in these blue states are promoting this, they're now showing pornographic books that are shows violating children in these books, these illustrations. But they're saying, "Oh well, there's nothing wrong with that. We're just trying to give them an in depth about sexual education and sexual freedom." No, no, you're not. You're doing pedophile. Excuse my expression. Thing. What you doing? You're preying on kids. You can't take it back. You come me and tell me you're not. You're preying on kids. This is what it
Yeah,
is.
that shit's sick, man. And they, of course, they're gonna try to change the language of it. Like minor attracted persons and shit like that. No, we know what the fuck it is. Some things don't need to change. Everything doesn't need to evolve and progress and become different. Oh, that's so draconian. That's so passe. No, some things need to stay throughout time, and not engaging in sexual conversation or activity or whatever with or around young people has to be one of them. That has no place in school. You can barely get these little bastards to graduate. Why are you introducing weird shit like this? It's all for their perverted games. That's what they want. That's why you have teachers. You see that libs of TikTok. You got teachers telling kids their pronouns and their sexuality. Why are you talking about that? I didn't even. I was. I didn't even know. You ever run into your teacher out in public at the grocery store or something? It's like, wait a minute. You have a life. You eat, because you're so used to them being in that teacher mode. And that's where they need to remain. Like, I don't want to hear about your sexuality, your preferences, or who you're dating. That's weird. That's oil and water. Leave that shit. Leave those two things alone. That is absolutely disgusting. And parents need to be more vigilant than ever, because they have more ways of reaching your kids than ever. It's not just personal contact in the classroom. They got phones and shit, emails and social media. So we need to be on watch.
And yeah, because there's a teacher I had in sixth grade. I never drop name drop. You know I don't do that. But this guy was gay. Did not. I mean, you could tell he was because we were feminine acting. But like you said, I seen him out in public one day with his roommate. But we already know what that code was back then because that was his, lover. But he was so professional, you never knew. He didn't go and talk about his personal life with us like that. He always was encouraging us about education. He was always encouraging us about staying positive. He was always encouraging us about staying out behind out of trouble. And that's what I miss. I miss the old school teachers, the one that really wanted to help kids and develop them to be professional individuals. The new teachers now are just sick in the head. You got teachers teaching that. You got teachers having affairs with the kids more than ever. I mean, you got, especially on the women's side, I've never seen so many females under the age of 40 hooking up with 14, 15, and 16-year-old young men, taking them to
Yeah.
home, at their home, taking advantage of them. I mean, it's just out of control. And like I said, and I say it again, bro, this is just a normalized predatory behavior. That's all it is. This is a greater plan they've been trying to do for years. Normalize it. And how do you normalize it? You start with the children first, and that's what they're
Yep.
doing. They're
You got to have them
doing
used to it. By the time they get to the ripe age or whatever, they're ready to do their thing with them. You want them to already be groomed and used to it, man. But that shit is so disgusting, man. I never thought I'd see a day where this was an issue, where this is so supported in the public forum. People saying these words out loud without worrying about having a mob outside of the house with pitchforks and torches. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? These people are. I mean, but the only saving grace is that the pendulum always swings the other way. So let's get to swinging.
All right. So the next subject we're going to talk about is the unfortunate situation back in South Dakota with Kayla Ellingson, 18-year-old young man, mowed down by a piece of shit named Shannon Brant. Guy was drinking. They had a street dance Sunday night, and all of a sudden, they got into a debate about political differences. And because this liberal, insane jackass, I guess, could not handle the fact that an 18-year-old had stand on his own too and believe the way he believed in America and its values, he jumped in his SUV, a ton and a half vehicle, and freaking murdered this kid down in cold blood. Now he's getting charged with vehicular homicide, but it's shitty that he got out on a $50,000 bond, and now he's going around trying to paint himself like he's the victim. So, Jericho, I know you live in California, and I know you have, I know you're, got the right to carry and all that stuff, and been around weapons all your life. You being a conservative like ourselves, do you feel like you have to have your head on a swivel now because of the way the liberals are acting towards us with this type of, you know, violence?
I try to keep my head on a swivel regardless,
I
but
can't hear
that
you.
is. Can you hear me? My
Hold
mic's
on,
on.
Jericho. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? I can hear myself.
Hold on, Jericho. Hold on. Y'all give me just 1 second. We got a little technical difficulty. Jericho trying to work it out on his end. Stand by. All right, you hear yourself. Okay.
Can you hear
I
me?
can hear. Oh, I
Can you hear
know
me
why.
now?
Hold on. I know why. It's me, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna take care of it. Hold on. I know why.
Yeah, you guys can hear me, right?
Give me 1 second. My my speaker went out. My speaker got muted. Hold on.
What up, None the Miser?
All right, Jericho. I'm finna see if I can hear you now. Hold on. All right, go ahead, bro.
Can you hear me? Check, check. 1 2 1 2. Testes, testes. 1 2 testes.
I can hear you all loud and clear now.
All right. I don't remember what I was talking about, but I'm glad that you can hear me.
I was asking you about how do you feel with all this activity going on
Oh,
with yeah.
yeah, yeah. I try to keep my head on a swivel regardless, but I don't feel any more unsafe than I usually do around all them damn vagrants in town. But I try to be on the lookout, especially when I'm with my family. And it's unfortunate that that man got his pride hurt so bad that he murdered that kid. He should not be out on no fucking bond. It should be no vehicular homicide. That's first degree premeditated murder. That dude is a piece of shit. And for him to sit there and say, oh, well, I have a family I need to get back to. That boy had a family he needed to get back to as well. He had a whole life he needed to get back to. He was 18 years old. His bones hadn't even hardened yet. His breath still smelled like Similac. The fuck are you talking about? That dude is a monster. Some people just need to be thrown away. Period. I'm not always for rehabilitation. You know, there's some people who are the drugs are their problem. They can't be rehabilitated. So if you have some kind of mental issue, you're missing a wire or some shit to where you murder someone in cold blood, then fuck you. That is horrible. That judge dropped the ball. That fool should not be out. There is no bail. I don't care whether you're flight risk or not. As long as you have access to a vehicle, you are a danger to society. You murdered a young man in cold blood. That's disgusting. And I hope South Dakota has the electric chair or the gas chamber, or maybe if we're lucky, a firing squad.
Yeah, you're right. Because what he did to that young man was uncalled for, and you couldn't have put it better than yourself, Jericho. Because this man has also have had a history. Even the neighbor said of being a drunk, and then he had the nerve to nonchalantly talk to the judge and them and saying, uh, why in the world should he be held in jail? Man, stop this. You are wrong. I am sorry, but you are wrong because you have no business being that nonchalant and that unsympathetic. This man, it will never be back home to his family. You get to sit your freaking drunk ass back at the house, and I guarantee you, you doing like you was last weekend. Got you a beer, drinking like a damn fool, thinking everything's sweet. And that's why I'm like the rest of the country when it comes to this type of crime right here. We need to stand on one accord and stop this foolishness or start allowing this foolishness to continue to happen in our communities. That's why we gotta start voting these jackass judges, these soft ass DAs. Get the hell out of here. Because people need to start learning. You do stuff like that, you get nailed to the wall. Get nailed to the wall. Because these people lost their son. They had high hope for this young man. Their oldest son at that. And you're gonna bust out and say shit's all cool. You don't know sorry, no nothing. Man, oh my God. And it what even made me so upset about all of this is that the media is silent as shit. But I guarantee you, if that would have been the roles would have been reversed and it was a black kid got ran by a white man and the white
Oh
man
yeah.
was somewhat conservative, you would have had man, Don Lemon would have damn near killed himself to be on front and center to make sure you heard about it.
Yep.
So
The
yeah,
shade room would
I'm
be
with
going
you.
off and all that shit.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. It's just you can't make this up, man. It's disgusting and sick. So right now, Jericho, they're saying that with all this going on in the country, that liberals are not looking to do well in midterm. They're saying that right now, America is getting more and more closer to being back to conservative values. Do you think that it's possibly going to be that way when it is getting time to the polls? I mean, what is your personal opinion of what you're seeing around in your state of some of the people that's getting tired of the same old?
Well, California is a lost cause. I mean, I live in kind of a red pocket, like San Diego County or San Diego. That's another red pocket. You have a few, but California is fucking lost. It doesn't matter. They're going to vote, blue as shit, unless it gets really, really bad. I don't know how much worse people want it to get, but there has to be a reckoning during the midterms. There has to be a changing of faces. They got to get the fuck out. We've lived through times we've never lived through before, and we shouldn't have. So it's time for those people to pay. It's time for the people who wanted to defund the police and let weirdos into the schools and shake their dicks in front of your kids and call it pride. All of that shit, the inflation, the recession that we had that they said wasn't a recession, they conveniently changed the definition literally when the shit happened. People's retirement, the stock market, everything taking a shit. I read saw a headline today that said Bank of America predicts that unemployment will get up to 5.6% next year. So we're not even through it all. And you got Kamala Harris, the vice president, the politician who went horizontal so her career could go vertical. She's saying that the Democrats have done a lot. And so she said the Democrats have delivered big time. End quote. She said big time. So I don't see that big time. Just because as Biden said, it only went up an inch. I didn't know we measured the economy in inches, but just because these numbers are going down, that means nothing. They were too high to begin with. You're the reason that they had to come down. And until gas gets back down below $2 a gallon, I don't want to hear shit from you. You're not done. Don't come out here and tell me that about your project when you're not done with it. You're not done. Until gas is under $2 a gallon, like it was before your feeble, senile ass got here, you shaky-handed son of a bitch. Before you got here, I don't want to hear it. You're not done. You're not good enough. You're not finished. Get back to work.
Yeah, you're right. And here's another thing they need to understand too, man. And I'm glad you're saying that. In my state, uh, a lot of people are starting to come around and being more conservative, especially I've heard around Atlanta. And the reason why, because in Atlanta, people are tired of living in fear. That's why they got this blue dog Democrat lady that's running this shit like she's fucking done lost her mind. And the reason why I say she's running like she lost her mind in a good way is because she's locking these rappers and these drug dealers and them mugs up. She ain't crying about it. She ain't letting nobody deter her from her job. She ain't locking one up today and then going up there to the judge and whispering in their ear, okay, we're gonna give them a bond and help them out. No, she ain't doing that. And I hope she stays the course. And not to mention too, a lot of these liberals is now turning blue dog liberals like Charlamagne the God and these hip hop stars. They starting to call her Bay. I'm like, oh yeah, that Bay right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what they need to do. All you have to do is get tough on crime. And once word gets out that these sentences are stiff as shit, you'll watch the crime rates decline because they don't want to go to jail. They don't want to go to jail. I don't know where it switched where criminals are afraid to go to jail, but they don't want to go. So you start handing out these sentences that need a comma in them, and you're going to watch the crime rate go the fuck down. And it's just nature. You're going to have to find another path of least resistance. You're not going to go down this path because the stakes are too high. And you're still going to have some that slip through the cracks. Fine. Throw them away forever. Give them the stiffest sentence in Georgia history. I don't give a shit. But if you can't get along nice with all the kids at the playground called public, then we have to do something with you. The homeless. That's another thing. I wish they would just take the homeless off the street. You can't be out here crazy, accosting people, talking to yourself, scaring people, shitting on the ground. You can't be doing that out here. Either you get your shit together or we're going to take you and institutionalize you. Period. Fuck it. What are people supposed to do? Keep living in fear? Kim Glass, people supposed to keep getting hit in the face with a 10-inch bolt from a guy who should have been locked up for abusing another woman? You got that NASCAR driver who got stabbed to death at 5:30 in the afternoon in LA at a gas station. This shit can't go on. I pay too much fucking money to be living in fear and stepping over feces. Now, if you're not going to fix the problem, give me some of my money back and I'll do it. I'll put that into my gun fund. I'll do it myself. But as long as you're taking my money, I need something in return. Get rid of these fucking people on the street. And they call them unhoused. Even homeless. I got to retrain myself to stop saying homeless because that implies that all they need is a home and everything will be fine. The voices in their head will go away. They'll start cleaning themselves. They'll get off drugs. Bullshit. No building is going to fix their brain. So we put you in a mental institution, get you on the right meds, and it's fucked up for them. They don't need to be out there in the streets dealing with all that psychosis. So put them somewhere for their sake and ours.
Yeah, and here's another thing, and I'm glad you brought that up because speaking of crime and things like that, at least, I mean, I know California is rough, but damn, look at what Chicago about to be. Chicago about to be the purge. I mean, the state of Illinois, January 1st, 2023. I don't know who living in that state. Y'all better try to relocate somewhere because soon as that date comes in, all the criminals is going to be, and even the people that want to be criminals are going to be on some crazy shit because they talking about you damn near got to be a serial killer before they put you in jail.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is over there. After January the 1st, you got to be a serial killer to go to jail over there.
You got to kill somebody on top of the homicide detective's desk. You got to be like, detective, stab the knife into their chest, then they'll take you to jail. Anything short of that, you're free to reoffend.
Yeah, they even got a law. They just passed a part of that package that somebody can come on your property, a homeless, a drug addict. Let me get that. Ain't no such thing as homeless. Criminal, drug addicts / whatever. Set up tent, set up shop, and live right there on your property. You call the cops to remove them away, they gonna look at you and be like, "Oh well, you gonna have to go to court and through the courts to get that handled." Oh, by the way, now you can try to move them off yourself, but you got to do it without force. What kind of shit is that?
Nah, you're gonna get these people killed, man. They're gonna fuck around and do it at some house where they got kids, and you're gonna get these fucking homeless, these drug addicts killed. You're gonna get them shot because nobody is gonna allow some unstable motherfucker to be living in their front yard. And I got a family here. What, you think he's gonna keep to himself and say, "Howdy, neighbor," every morning when you come out? You'll probably find him outside your window. You probably find him in your house a couple times, standing in your kid's doorway. Fuck that. I got your force right here, drug addict. Fuck that shit. You're gonna force people to take the law into their own hands. I got kids, man. I can't leave this to chance. I can't do that. I can't have you speaking crazy to my kids or trying to touch them or some shit. Nope, because that's exactly what that element is. Don't believe the hype.
Yeah.
That, they're just down on their luck. We're all just a paycheck away from being homeless. Bullshit. No, we're not. That's a bunch of bullshit. They're not down on their luck. They don't have a little knapsack on the end of a stick just looking for a empty train car to hop into the next town. That's bullshit. They're on drugs, they're mentally unstable, or both, and they're fucking violent, and people ain't gonna have it.
No, they're not. Shout out to Kelly Albert for the super chat for the 1999. She said, "I used to be proud to say I'm from Cali. So sad to see how the Dems are destroying." You're right.
Yep.
A lot of people used to be proud to say they was from Chicago, and now you got them running away because of this new shit they just passed.
Yeah, now people are, when you say that, they're surprised you don't have bullet wounds. California is fucking, that's nothing to be proud of. It's disgusting, but we should have seen this coming because Gavin Newsom gave you a preview when he was mayor of San Francisco and see what he did to that city. So people should have known. Gavin Newsom's a fucking demon. We should have Governor Elder, but anyway.
Don't talk about him, man. That's the Dems' baby boy. They trying to make him the next president candidate.
Yeah, if they get Biden out of the way, because it's crazy ass, Kamala will step up, and Gavin Newsom is Nancy Pelosi's nephew, so she would be next in line. But who's to say she would nominate or place her nephew in there? Once he's in there, then Kamala Harris steps down because she's fucking frighteningly underqualified for her job. So she steps down. She's like, and then who's next in line? Vice President Gavin Newsom becomes President Gavin Newsom. And after the 2020 debacle with the election, don't put it past them.
Oh, you know it. You know they already plotting. You know they're plotting because they done said they do not want Trump back in there because they know that man get back in there, he gonna clean out. All right, guys. I want to say thank y'all so much for being a part of the show because my man's gave us a solid hour. That's why I was counting and looking at the counter. But before we wrap this up, Jericho, you got any major things going on besides your show weekdays, 6 days a week at 1 p.m. California time, aka Pacific Standard Time?
Other than that, every Wednesday I go on. I put it in my my community section of my YouTube channel, so you can always check that out. But I go on my man Gabe's channel with this other guy named Sean, and it's called Double Impact, where we break down action movies from the 80s and 90s from back in the day. We break them down because we're all from that era. It's very nostalgic. We mix it in with a little pop culture and current events and shit like that. Very cool. Also, mygreengear.com. I got a brand new website where I got my merch, all kinds of new designs and shit. I got merch coming out with all of Biden's flubs and verbal missteps. Some like Renadin Defit, and last week when he said, think about what you think about, shit like that. You can make money just off of selling merch off the shit he messes up on. But mygreengear.com, man, and of course, like you said, the live stream every day except Saturday. So except Sunday, Monday through Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Okay, we got some people saying they're trying to come over, man. Jericho only had an hour. I can keep it running for on my side, but I know Jericho got some things that we was attending to. I know they said they coming from ABL's live show, Mr. Tomic. So I don't know how much time Jericho got. Jericho, you got how much time you got to spare?
Unfortunately, I got to be like a chip and dip because I
Yeah,
already
okay.
told my wife,
But I
and
think
the kids are waiting for me. It's family movie night.
yeah, I got you. Well, I tell you what, I'll hold it down for Jericho. I'll give y'all an extra 30 minutes right quick because it's still kind of early. So I'll go and carry on with the show and talk about some other topics that me and Jericho didn't have a chance to go to. So don't all is not lost. You still get a good show. But again, thank you, Jericho, for coming out. Support my boy Jericho, man. Go to his merch store, go to his website. Like I was talking about today on my live stream. And I wasn't being wrong or being mean, I was being real. Support your favorite content creator, guys. We put a lot of work into this. You feel what I'm saying? And Jericho is considered to be a small channel too, compared to B Tatum and ABL and stuff like that. So, like I said before, man, y'all support your favorite content creator because this is how we make our bread and butter. This is how we feed our families now. Giving y'all great content. You know what I'm saying? So when you see anything, whether it's a video of his that look like it's getting low views, share that joint. Comment on it. Help the algorithm. Do whatever, man. That's how you keep us as conservatives in the space. Because the more you do that, the more we can continue to spread the truth. So Jericho, thank you for coming out, man. I'm gonna go and handle it from here and give everybody a good show and tell them that you gave me their blessing.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Appreciate the love. Atomic Tabasco says, sorry to miss you, Jericho, but Saturday we in ABL. We love you. I appreciate that, but I do my lives earlier in the day, 1 p.m. on Saturday, so you can have us both. Thank you very much, Joel. I appreciate it, man. Peace.
Hey, anytime, bro. Have a good movie night. All right, guys. I know everybody said they just coming over to the show, and I am so sorry we could not have him longer. But I will give y'all some more good content a little bit more before I dip out. So y'all got a good 20 minutes of me left because 11:30. I'm definitely got to get dip out because my wife and me also have plans tomorrow because I am supposed to be whipping up a good Sunday dinner for my adopted mother. So with that being said, I am going to go and continue to talk about some other topics that we did not cover. But please like, share, subscribe. Y'all keep coming in, keep coming in. Uh, all of you that's just joining now, please definitely review this broadcast. It helps out. It really does. Now, we're going to talk about Beto O'Rourke. Now, Beto O'Rourke is very upset currently right now with Joe Biden. And the reason why he's upset because in his area, where he's running for in Austin, Texas, because he's trying to dethrone Greg Abbott, the man in the wheelchair looking like Professor X kicking ass and taking names when it comes to migrants being in his community. He has decided to put him on Front Street talking about the reason why the Latino vote is going more to the conservative side in the past elections is because they're not keeping up with their promises. Damn. It's bad when Beto O'Rourke calls you out. That's not a good thing. It's really not. And he's also calling out because they didn't go to the border. They didn't try to promote anything at the border. That basically he said y'all just fucked up. But in reality, it was going to happen either way because people are tired of the BS. It's just what it is. You got to remember something, guys. People want results. People don't want to hear sad stories. People don't want to hear some BS. People want results. And to get results, you have to stand by what you say you're going to do. It's just what it is. And he did not do that. And because that administration had not done that, because now you got all of these border towns overridden by all of this immigration and all these violence and things of that nature going on, that's where we at. That is why people are walking away and going to the conservative side. Not to mention, the conservative have shown time and time again that they value family in the blue collar worker. Who wants to keep voting for someone that every time you turn around, they keep telling you they're going to look out for you, and then when you vote them in, they raising taxes and tell you go fuck yourself? You get tired of that. You get tired of it. So at the end of the day, I support everything that the conservative movement is doing. We got to. And for people to find me, all y'all got to do is just share my content, man. If moderators and bigger channels, just share it. Atomic Tabasco say, Joel, do you think that, what do you think of World War III? I think we already there. I really think we are in the pre-stages of it. And the reason why I feel that way is because of what we're fighting right now for traditions and for American values. I mean, we see it all the time. Every time you turn around, we have to hear more and more outlandish stories about how the radical left is trying to do everything they can to destroy the nuclear family or any traditions or anything that we were taught that we're supposed to pass on to our kids to love and appreciate America. You cannot be happy around a set of people that every time you turn around, they're always talking negative about being in a country where you got this type of opportunity. If you out here talking shit about a country where you can get food at any moment, you can get a job at any moment, you can be rich damn near overnight over here, you done lost your damn mind. So that's why people get tired of it. That is exactly why people are getting tired of it. I mean, you got morgues right now near the border overwhelmed because people trying to get in this country, dying to get in here. So many people dying that they don't even have space for the bodies. So you tell me what's really good. And this is coming out of Laredo, Texas, another border town. You know how disturbing that is? That you got to tell people that you are in a town where you got immigrants trying to come into this country all types of way through coyotes, whether they're in a box truck or whatever have you, and they are dying at a rapid pace. That's man, you can't make this shit up. This is worse than when we had the pandemic. This is another pandemic. What's going on at the border? I was reading on a report, I think it was a couple of days ago. I think it was the other day. They found I think it was 100 plus people in a truck. And I think out of the 100 plus people in the truck, I think half of them was already dead, died trying to get over here from Mexico. Died, man. Now you up to 3,000 immigrants done died in trying to get over here. and nobody is not doing anything to take care of these people or stop the problem. Every time we talk about it, it's the same old, same old. It's no problem. But what do you mean there's no problem? Every day you hearing border agents quitting. You hearing border agents talking about they having nightmares, that they can't do this anymore. I mean, come on, man. There's got to be a point. You got to cut this stuff out. You got to do something. I mean, it's a damn shame that we got governors got to spend millions of dollars on buses to bus people out of their state because the government don't want to step in and do the right thing and put this under control. Let me tell y'all something how crazy it is compared to other countries that we got going on with this border situation. Do you know right now Russia got a draft going on for people to fight over there in Ukraine, right? All these men, they want them to fight over there in Ukraine, long as they're at the age of 18, I think, through 27. Guess what? Finland hurried up and shut that shit down. Oh man, it's the light, bro. It's the light. It's the light from this. That's why I look like that. They shut that shit down quick. They did. They're like, yo, man, you can't do that. We ain't gonna have that. They told them that real quick. We're not gonna have that. So if Finland, a small country like Finland, can shut their border down from a big ass country like Russia, why can't we do the same with a little country like Mexico and we a big ass country like the United States of America? I don't understand it. Tommy Tabasco said our government is buying all the iodine needed for nuclear fallout. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, this right here is crazy. You can't, but this is what's going on. This is exactly what's going on in front of our own eyes. But remember now, they told us the border is secure, but we got all this going on. But we see another country smaller than us. They secure their border quick. Within 24 hours, they closed it down. You cannot go in from Russia to Finland right now. If you try to go in, they will turn you back around. Sorry, go take your ass right back to Russia. You need to go and serve your country. I'm being serious. So I don't understand. This crazy. I mean, this to me is crazy. Now, another thing that I've also been seeing is going on in Iran. Iran right now is taking a page from our book about protests. Now, if you not know it or not, there was the death of a woman named Masha Amini, and what happened with her death, I think that she was a journalist. Let me see. No, that's what it was. She got beaten because she did not have a hijab on. So they beat this woman to death. Okay? And after they beat this woman to death and everything else, after her arrest, she died later being in a coma. Well, right now, you got the whole country of Iran fighting, saying they want freedom. They want this woman's death to be avenged. And to me, I'm with them 100%. That is sad. You know, we're blessed in this country. You can wear what the hell you want to wear. You can do what the hell you want to do. And these other countries, you can't do that. If you do that, you're dying. You're dead. This woman didn't have something to cover up her body, her face and arms, and she got arrested and beat, and she never coming back. But we got people out here in this country. You can wear, especially women, you can wear whatever the hell you want, anytime, anywhere. But remember, this country is the worst country in the world. Well, go over there to Iran right now and tell me how you feel. Because when I was stationed out there in Iraq in these places, in Kuwait. These women had to have that shit on. If they didn't have it on, that was their ass. And in those countries too, they're very strict on all kinds of stuff. You can't steal shit or anything. You steal something out there, your hands will get chopped off. I'm for real, man. And they also been turned off in Iran as well. Let's read some of the comments y'all got in here. I mean, this just to me, man, this is just wow. Very disturbing. But anyway it goes, guys. It's about that time. I'm about to start wrapping things up here. I'm gonna try to read some comments right quick before we call it a night. Shout out to my boy Charles Turner Jr. Y'all, Charles Turner Jr. is an excellent moderator. He does a lot of moderating for ABL channel, and I think he does moderating for uh, the Officer Tatum. I don't know for sure, but thank you very much, Charles, for getting the word out and got me coming over. Also, Atomic Tabasco, thank you. You got the word out in the chat as well and got people coming over from ABL. I appreciate it. There's a lot of you in here that I've known. Jet Isom, I ain't seen you in a while, bro. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for showing support as well. Let's see what else we got here. Devin as well too. Bob, I definitely appreciate you showing support. Love you, man. Appreciate it and everything else. Oh, and Mike Magnificent channel. I knew it was another channel. I knew it was one, but yeah, y'all check out Charles Turner Jr. He does a great job, man. He really does. Yeah, Bob, this was crazy. I was gonna do it Monday, but unfortunately we had things going on for Monday because I'm still trying to move. And I was gonna try to do it Friday night, but Friday night, you know, my wife needed me, and that's what I had to do because I'm not going to abandon my family. If they need me, they just need me. And so, with that being said, I'm gonna try to start making sure that I start doing these shows at the same time. I usually try to do the shows now Monday through Saturday at between 8:30 and 9:45 Eastern time. That's what I try to do. I really do. Oh man, N8. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, now y'all coming in. N8, like okay, all right. So y'all just coming out. Okay, I got you. Thank God that y'all came to the show. Anthony McQuaid, thank you very much, man. Thank you for coming to the show. Yeah, it feels good. If it's your first time tuning in, definitely subscribe. I have a lot of content. I think I got over 1,000 videos. So if you want to see my content for the first time, you got a lot of catching up to do. If you go to my playlist, it's packed. Definitely packed. Definitely packed. Let me see. N8 USA 07 girl. I'm gonna make a lot of y'all some moderators because we're still trying to get moderators taken care of. Anthony McQuaid, thank you very much for being a part of the show. Let's see what else we got. Trying to find NA. Okay. And you as well. Yeah, everybody gets a blue wrench right now because I'm not up to 10,000 yet. But now when I get to 10,000, that's when I'm gonna start slowing down with the blue wrenches. I'm just doing that because hopefully when I blow, I can blow, and I got people always in the room handling business and removing all these bots and stuff out of here. So yeah, that's what I do. I do that, and it helps out with the algorithm too. I've noticed that. Thank y'all for joining, man. I really appreciate y'all coming out tonight and everything. Everybody that's coming in. But yes, I'll make sure that y'all know my show starts between 8:30 and 9:45, uh, Monday through Saturday, most of the time. If I can't make it, I will always send a message and tell everybody. He said Anthony's a good call. My man says, let's see. Ojo, we want to control Anthony McQuaid. Y'all is crazy. Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Like I said, we're trying to grow. I know y'all know a lot of people. My wife appreciate y'all following me too. 'Cause y'all don't understand. My wife be getting on my ass about this stuff sometimes. But anyway it goes, guys. I'm about to wrap this up again. If it's your first time tuning into my channel, uh in NA USA, it just makes you a moderator. Anytime that you see anybody in my chats, like these spam bots and stuff come in, you can just remove them out. That's all it is. So that way you ain't got to worry about uh it messing up the show or the algorithm. So definitely. Yes, I will. Don't you worry. Monday night I will be doing a show. Check out my latest video I uploaded tonight. All right. Tell me what y'all think about what's going on with the Boston Celtics coach. Please like, share, subscribe. With that being said, I love you guys. Thank y'all for the new subscribers. I'm out.